if you want to have greater impact, I mean, you got to think anyway. You might as well think big. You might as well think bigger than what you're thinking right now. Got a crazy video for you today. She's not yours, it's just your turn. A woman should be a complement to your life, not the focus. Do the work. Women do not care about your struggles. They hang out at the finish line and they pick the winners. What's up, my brothers? Welcome to another cold, wet fall day in the greater Toronto area. Heading over to the dojo to get my Krav Maga out for the lunchtime session. Today's video, there's 3 levels of thinking. So I've mentioned before, I'm writing a book. Yeah, it's taken a lot longer than I hoped. I'm not a great writer. I'm better at putting out ideas on video. So I'm distilling some of the chapter notions in video format. So this will be a shorter version of this when the book comes out. 3 levels of thinking. This is an incredibly important lesson, very simple lesson to communicate. Won't be too hard for me to dive into. It should take less than 10 minutes. Here's the thing. There's in-the-box thinking and there's outside-of-the-box thinking, but there's a level of thinking that most people aren't conscious of, and that's not even seeing the box thinking. And let me give you 3 very specific examples. We'll use car industry, more specifically Elon Musk, Tesla, and an employee of his. Inside of the box thinking is more safer thinking. It's not playing to win, it's playing not to lose. It's get in with a good union, get good benefits, make sure you get as much money as you can out of the company while they can still make a little bit of profit, and you get, you know, your days off and maximum pay and all that sort of thing, and good working conditions and workplace safety, hazard insurance board stuff, all that good stuff. That's thinking within the box. That's coloring within the lines. That's what society's always told us to do. It's what the school system told us to do. It's really our baseline societal programming, right? Well, that's interesting. They put these barriers up between, so cars got to squeeze through. Anyway, inside the box thinking. It's kind of what that is. Inside the lane thinking, if you will. Outside of the box thinking, we're going to use Elon Musk in his kind of life journey as he's moved into Tesla and the other stuff that he's been working on. So you should be familiar that he was one of the co-founders of PayPal. This was very outside of the box thinking, and it was that way simply because most payment methods at that time would have relied either on financial institutions, more specifically banks, to move money around for you, in which case you're very tied down. Like there's significant limitations and flexibility. You couldn't do it from a web browser for the most part, let alone an app like you can today. But outside of the box thinking was the creation of PayPal. Got together with Peter Thiel and a bunch of other guys, and they put together this payment processing system that was highly successful. They sold it off, took their cash, and they went off and did their own things. Now, this is where it got interesting for Elon, where he went completely outside of the box and didn't even look at it. Okay, again, inside the box, there's the employee that's union-based, set hours, benefits, all that sort of stuff. Outside of the box is a PayPal model. They just created something brand new that was not even along the lines of conventional thinking, not even seeing the box. A great example of that would be him taking profits from the sale of PayPal, and quite literally simultaneously starting up 3 highly risky startups, all of which ended up being reasonably successful, depending on how you measure it out. But between Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City, all 3 of those projects for him are still running. They still have good shareholder buy-in. He has full support. He's even managed to foster government support for programs that facilitate electric cars and so on and so forth. So arguably, his outside of the box thinking, it's a moonshot, right? You're not always going to win it, but if you take a stab at a moonshot, if you hit it, it can be a big win. And I think that's the direction that it's going for him with those projects. Now, I've said other things about Elon Musk in the past. I'll put a card up for a video that I did. Setting that aside, he's a brilliant mind. He'll either work outside of the box or not even see in the box. Another really, really good example would be Steve Jobs. He, at one point, took something about the size of a credit card. My wallet's tucked away, but he basically took something the size of a credit card and said, you know, I think I'd like all of my music on this one size shaped device. Basically this dimension, obviously a little bit thicker. And nobody had the know-how or the capacity to do it. But he was thinking well outside of the boundaries of thinking, outside of the box. And his engineers and developers just so happened around that time to have the technology or the access to the technology to put MP3 files, that audio data, on a smaller hard drive or a RAM device, if you will, and later technologies. But the technology was just at the precipice, and they went and created it. They went and did it, and that was a reasonably hard task, because for a long time we had. And I'm going to date myself here. A lot of you guys are going to be like, well, what's a Walkman, Rich? Or what's a CD player? I don't know what those things are. We had, cassette players with reel-to-reel tapes, or a CD that would spin around on a large device, and they were quite large. But, through some outside-of-the-box thinking, he said, I'd love, 100 or 1,000 songs on this little credit card-sized device, and they made the iPod. So it's with those innovations that will allow you guys to put greater dents in the universe, to have more impact. You've got to start looking outside of the box. You're going to have to start somewhere. I mean, before you're going to run, you're going to have to, of course, walk. You're going to crawl before you're going to walk. But if you want to have greater impact, you got to think anyway. You might as well think big. You might as well think bigger than what you're thinking right now. Anyway, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's somebody that needs to see it, please share it with them. I also know that there's a ton of people watching these videos unsubscribed, according to my stats. I don't know if YouTube is unsubscribing you, or if you just browse a channel and never end up hitting it, but there's a subscribe button. Hit there, hit the notification bell. Monday nights we're doing broadcasts with Dr. Sean T. Smith called Before the Train Wreck. We kick off at 8 p.m. A lot of you guys message me and ask me questions. I don't do responses to questions by DMs or emails, but if there's something that you want to pose, call in on Before the Train Wreck and drop your question there. Thanks for watching the video. See you guys later. Peace. All right, gentlemen, if you've enjoyed that video, I invite you to check out some of the links that are pinned in the top comment of each video. I'm going to walk you through them one by one. The first one is my men's private community. I call this a 1%. There's a video here on this page that explains in depth what's all involved there. But to summarize, there is a premium video library of about 36 videos that I've created. I do at least one a month. Essentially a premium deliverable, stuff that I can't publish on the channel that goes deep on several topics like creating wealth or getting an ROI at 14% on your money, understanding female nature better, or the dynamics between men and women and how to optimize that. We do monthly Q&A sessions. There's a private forum that we use on Facebook. There's VIP access to events and learning workshops. We've got 4 incredible ones lined up, anything from optimizing male hormones to dealing with long-term relationships, manufactured indignation and drama with women. And we've got another one also coming up on open relationships and some business tips. There's 3 tiers in here. The basic membership gets you all that stuff that I just mentioned for $380 a year. It's billed in one shot. You get an annual membership for that. You can take a look at this description over here to get more detail. The business growth membership is for entrepreneurs only, but is currently full. If you're interested in that in the future when it opens up, you can join the wait list. There's also the premium membership if you're looking for one-on-one coaching. The minimum commitment for that is 90 days. You can check that out by applying there. I'll put a card up on the top right of the screen over here if you want to check that out. The next link you want to take a look at is requesting a video. If you are stuck on something and want to sponsor a topic, there's something you want me to cover. If you've seen me do a video where I read over the email, this is where you do it. Link up on the top right. Follow the instructions here, and you'll have an opportunity to sponsor video and get a recorded feedback from me. And of course, comments from hundreds, perhaps even thousands of other men in the chat section. The next link I'm going to show you is my Clarity link, clarity.fm/Richard Cooper, card up on the top right over here. This is my one-off coaching link. I've done well over 340 calls at the time of this recording. Yes, I am not cheap and I bill by the minute, but as you can see by the testimonials, I get incredible results. So if you have a quick question that you want to ask me, take a look at that. Do not email me. If you have a question, book my time. And finally, last but not least, the Grondike Soap Company is a proud channel sponsor of Entrepreneurs in Cars and yours truly. They have a great collection of pheromone infused soaps. These are handmade in the United States. If you check out with coupon code Cooper, again, card up on the top right here, you'll find a way to get a great discount out. They also have a awesome beard oil, which I helped develop. So check that out. Thanks for watching the video. See you guys in the next one.